All right, folks, how you doing? RussellTrueResults303.com. Check out the website. Coming at you today with a video on warming up those shoulders whenever we are going to be performing shoulder exercises, chest exercises, back exercises, anything like that. We really want to make sure that we warm up that shoulder area, that shoulder girdle, the rotator cuff muscles, and just kind of prepare them for the activity that we're about to be doing. So like I said, for me, I do these exercises on back day, chest day, and shoulder day just to warm it up. We don't ever have to go too heavy. The rotator cuff muscles are, really small, sensitive muscles, so you don't have to go heavy. So I've got a band. You can't really see, but I have it hooked up just to a little weight stack. I don't advise that for anybody. You always want to make sure that you are attaching it to a pole. I'm just unfortunately here at the gym, this is all I had available, so it's what I'm using. You can go to the cable machine, the cable tree that you have access to down on the floor. For me, I just like making these videos when there's not really anybody around. So like I said, we just want to make sure that we're using a lighter weight. We're not going crazy heavy. So the first one is going to be some internal rotation of those rotator cuffs. That's going to be attacking the front of that shoulder blade. So we're going to come in, we're going to pin that elbow in, and then we're just going to rotate in. We want to make sure that we're keeping that elbow locked in to the side. We don't want to flare that elbow out. Now we're just defeating the purpose and rounding that shoulder forward. So chest nice and big, rotating in, back out, slow and controlled at the end. Make sure that we're contracting those muscles. Internal rotation here, attacking the front of that rotator cuff. All right, nice, slow, and controlled. Now we want to hit the back. So same thing. I'm just going to use the opposite arm, but it would be this way. I'm going to use the opposite arm. So we pin it in once again. Same thing. Now we're externally rotating now. This is going to be attacking the back of those rotator cuff muscles. Same thing, keeping that elbow locked in. We don't want to force it out just so we can get some more extension. Keep it here, rotate, external rotation, hitting those external rotator cuff muscles on the back side. Same thing, all right? So if we're doing internal, then like I said, I'd be facing away from you. We're here, internal rotation. All right, so the next external rotation that we can do is we're going to be here. We're going to come in, we want that 90-degree angle, and then we're just rotating back, down, back, back down. I usually use a little bit stronger resistance band, a red or a blue. This is just the one I found. Same thing, external rotation, external, contracting. Same thing, we want to make sure that we're hitting both sides, warming up both rotator cuff muscles. Next we can do an internal rotation. That one we'd have to do from the floor. All right, so in doing it from the floor, we're here, just like a field goal post, laying down, rotating down, trying to keep that shoulder blade in contact with the ground. We don't want to be raising it up off the ground. Chest big, and just going as far as your body allows you to. All right? All right, so there you go. We got some internal and external rotations, each direction. Do what's best for you. I usually do about 3 to 4 sets of 10, just depending on the band resistance. Of course, that's going to dictate how many repetitions I do. Just make sure that that elbow is always pinned in while we're rotating. We don't want to let that elbow come off just so we can get a little bit of extra rotation. All right? Another one I like to do to warm up those shoulders, you can get the same band. We're going to grab somewhat narrow so we can get a stretch on it so we'll have tension at all times. And then we're just going to pull it back and over and around. Working on moving that rotator cuff through the capsule. Getting nice extension. When we get to that back, we want to make sure that we're not keeping the wrists, the thumb pointed forward. We want to use that external rotation. So as we come back, thumbs to the back, squeeze those shoulder blades together, back to the front. Back, back to the front. Rolling those shoulders back, squeezing, making sure that we are using the muscles that we are intending to use. All right, next one is we're going to bring it up. Same thing, we're going to grab closer to the middle, just depending on your strength. We're going to bring them up overhead, and then we're going to do band pulls, just bringing it down, squeezing overhead, bringing it to the sides, squeezing, contracting those shoulder blades together. Down, squeeze, contracting those shoulder blades together. All right, so like I said, there's a nice little warm-up for the shoulder blades, rotator cuff muscles. We just always want to make sure that we're doing some form of work like this when we're going into a benching day, an overhead pressing day, a bent over row day. Just want to make sure that we warm up those rotator cuff muscles, getting them firing, letting them know. And of course, this is going to build a little bit of strength, but we don't go heavy because those are very small muscles and they can be injured very easily. So that's why we use a band. You'll also see some people, when you'll see them at the bench press, they'll just hold the weight and they're just going like this. Over here, rotating back. All right, I like the band, gives better resistance. To each their own, but like I said, this is very key, very valuable. If you don't want that shoulder to be injured, we got to make sure that we are exercising the muscles before and warming them up to prevent that injury. All right, so once again, thank you for watching. RussellTrueResults303.com. Check out the website. Have a good one.